If you got a bad haircut, literally a crime scene on your head, it's time to call in the hair detectives, AKA me, the salon guy. But if you get a bad haircut, and how do you make a bad haircut look good? Now there's all different levels and phases of a bad haircut. It really depends on how long your hair is, what type of haircut you got that was bad. It could range from, the fade not being good. It could range from the hair being really choppy and too short in one areas. So in my experience as a hair professional, there's a couple of things that you need to do in order to fix a bad haircut or make it look good. Is first of all, identify when you show up on scene to a hair crime scene, okay? You need to identify what is going on. Where is the actual crime? Where did it take place? What part of your hair is messed up? All right, that's really what it comes down to, is where is the haircut really, really messed up? Once you identify that, you then have to say, well, what is the solution, right? How can I fix this, either myself or go back, call them and say, hey, your barber so-and-so messed up my hair, or call the hair salon. They jacked up my hair so bad, it's so uneven, it's really choppy. That's the first option you should always take, is let the professional or the owner or manager know that they actually screwed up, okay? Because that way you may be able to go get it fixed, not have to pay anything, and it also makes that professional be aware that they kind of messed things up, so they can then maybe enhance their skills and go back and look at it. But let's just say you go home and you're like, oh my gosh, why is this like sticking up here? It's so uneven. What you can do is utilize a few different tools. You can actually take a hair cutting comb, which I do sell on my website, or this is my anti-static vent brush. The best thing to do is to examine the hair and comb it and look and say, wow, by combing this up like so, you're gonna start to identify where the areas are that are messed up, because you'll start to see which area is longer. Now, if you comb your hair straight up and you go, oh my gosh, this is like 1.5 inches longer in one piece, then when the hair is dry, and I suggest doing this when the hair is dry, you can comb that one piece. And if you have good quality scissors, right, you can then take that and cut that area. Be very careful, and you can see we now created an even piece. So a lot of times haircuts, it's just simply they're unbalanced, where they weren't layered properly, the haircut wasn't cut evenly, and you need to go in and shape it up. Now, if it's a much more complex situation, it's actually a lot worse. You can wet your hair and then comb everything up like so with the comb to look for those trouble areas, right? Those trouble spots. The only reason to do it when it's dry is because if it's one little area like this, you can easily, trim it. But if it's a lot of hair and you have maybe a lot longer hair, or things are not really working, it's just that it's easier to get through the hair by combing it when it's wet or damp, all right?
Are you ready to take your hair business to the next level? Hey, I'm Steven Marinaro, the Salon Guy. I've built a 7-figure business in the hair industry by mastering social media and content creation, and now I want to share my secrets with you. I've created a free 35-minute training where I break down exactly how you can grow your book of business using social media. Whether you're just starting out or looking to expand, this video is packed with actionable tips and strategies. With over 1 million YouTube subscribers and 5,000 plus pieces of content, I've seen what works, and now you can too. Make sure to access your free training and start growing your business and your book today. Don't miss out on this opportunity. I'll see you there.
If it's a fade issue, if it's like, oh, they didn't blend it properly, you can do it at your own risk by, then you have to invest in clippers, you have to invest in clipper guards, and you could start trying to learn how to fade your own hair. That's one way, or once again, going back to them and having them fix it. Now, there's a couple of situations where you can't really do anything. Let's just say that the professional, cut an area of your hair that's really, really, really short, all right? If that individual cut your hair too short in one area, let's just say it's like this, like 1 inch shorter, or they hacked a piece of it out, unfortunately, the only way to fix that is if you cut everything that short to match it. In that situation, you actually don't want to touch it, and what you want to do is let it grow, obviously, and then really change up the way the hair is styled. So creating a more of a messier type of texture by using like one of my hair pastes or clays or whatever, you actually can mess this up to incorporate it as part of the style to make it look like, oh, he's got like really cool kind of interesting spiked hair, right? So you have to kind of incorporate the screw up into the style. And the only way to do that is to try to mess up your hair. Do not, and I repeat, do not sit there and pat your hair down. Oh, look at this, look at, okay, nope. No padding. The padding just puts it down and makes it worse. You need to kind of mess up the hair, right? Make it more texturized. Do some twists, do some, whatever you can do to camouflage that shorter piece to incorporate it into even almost a new hairstyle, and then you'll be good to go, all right? Or once again, if there's one little hair that's a little longer, let's just say, and it's a little unbalanced, that's when you can go in and just visually go, oh, that piece is like slightly longer. Let me go in and do some texturizing on dry hair, and then boom, it's fixed within minutes, all right? So I would suggest that if it's on shorter hair. Now, if you've got longer hair, something like this, and it happens to be like a bad layer job or something that's just like the hair, the layers are really choppy and uneven, and you're like, it's really hacked. Once again, you may need to just grow that out, because you may go back and that person could create more of a crime scene, a double homicide here, and they could actually create even worse of a layering job, and then everything is so short. Imagine if you had a piece that was like this short, right? And all of this was this length. I would have to cut all of this hair to match this. Half of your head would be like gone like this. Half of the hair would be cut, then this side would be completely unbalanced, and you'd be really in rough shape. So sometimes, once again, you just have to let that hair grow out, make that hair professional aware of how they screwed your hair up, and then say, hey, look, you botched this up. And I would suggest maybe not going to them again, or maybe finding someone who really is more of a hair expert so that you can get that bad haircut to look good, all right? If you want to purchase any of my products, you can use code YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com for 20% off. Let me know if you found this video helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.